We are all called from different areas to come here this evening to just reflect on what we are doing. The engineer that is here, the doctor that is here, and all those professionals, you can imagine what contribution you would make as a professional in your area of input. We could lament, and that is justified. We can be able to sit here this evening and worry and get worried over issues and problems. But lamentation is not where it ends. Lamentation basically gives us a position of starting. And the organizers of this very important gathering this evening, thank you for bringing all of us together so that we are in a position to be able to look at ourselves and reflect on what it means to be human and to be a person at this point in time in the history of our beloved nation. One of the things that is a challenge today lies in the area of education. That is one space that has gotten quite some revision, whether for good or bad, but we know that that has happened. As we think and talk about it, education must be there for the solution of issues, challenges, and problems that are facing our society. You did hear that I come from St. Paul's. By the grace of God, the Vice Chancellor of St. Paul's University. St. Paul's, as a university, stands with you and has been with you for a number of years. And tonight, I believe we will be having an award to take back home, to celebrate, and to be able to remember the contributions that we are making. But that is not just for St. Paul's. I think that is for all of us, particularly those of us in higher education. What is it that we can contribute? What is it that we are contributing? Because it is at the contribution level that the ball meets the ground. That is where it is. That is where it is for me. That is where it ought to be for every one of us who is here this evening. I came with a team from St. Paul's, and I want them to just stand and wave as a way of expressing solidarity with all of you. St. Paul's team, please. But I also came with my dear wife. I want her to just stand and wave. Now, yes, that one helps me to be able to dream. When dreams are very rare in our time, one must be able to create an environment where that will be the case. Allow me to say I am very, very grateful and joyous to have us here, people from different generations, standing to ask the question, what can we do? And I know because I have met many of you in other circles, the concern is real. Let us purpose to do something, not just dream, not just lament, not just cry. I know there has been a lot of tears shed in this nation when people go out to express their thoughts and their ideas. We all know what happens to them and with them. We can't be able to be out there to look for solutions to our problems, to be able to express our anger and share our frustrations with our friends and those who are not so friendly. At the end of the day, we all must answer the question, what am I contributing? And the contribution question is not just a question to be raised by young people. Of late in our nation, that has unfortunately been the case, that the young people have been out and shouting and asking hard questions, whereas the fathers and the mothers have had a moment to quietly reflect, maybe from safe corners and safe areas within the society. This is a challenge for all of us. Each one of us should take their portion and share. And we at St. Paul's, we continue to commemorate and to think through the question, how are we sharpening our contribution and areas of influence in our generation and at this point in time. Otherwise, thank you very much, the organizers. You have made us proud. Thank you very much for this organization. Thank you. God bless.